Okay, this is the next part in the Apache web server tutorial. Okay, I'm here at home on my machine at home, and I'm running WAMP server, and as you can see here, I've opened C drive and then WAMP folder and then the www folder, and inside I've got my Dan's Games folder and I've got my Learning Games for Kids folder. Alright, and inside of each of these I just have a web page, okay? And I've bought the two domain names. I've registered the two domain names, dansgames.com and learninggamesforkids.com, right? Let's say I wanted to make an educational kids game site, you know, with little games and whatnot they could play, learn how to do the ABCs and whatnot. Okay, and then all I had to do was make some changes to my vhost conf file in Apache. So what I did was, I'm going to open up, this is the inside of WAMP, inside the folder bin, inside, and I can just show you, I'll just go there. Okay, you go to your WAMP folder, you go in your bin folder, you go in your Apache folder, Apache 2.2.11, and then in there you can go to your comp folder, and that's where your httpd comp file is. And I told you last time that what you need to do is, I'm going to open this with Notepad, is you have to get rid of one of the last lines. And let me scroll here to make this available to you so you can see it. One of the last lines you just have to uncomment is, let's see here. See where I've uncommented it. I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is. Right here on the virtual hosts, it says virtual hosts here with comment. # is a comment, and then I took away the #, so it says include conf extra httpd conf. So it's now including, now this configuration file is going to include this configuration file, this other configuration file, httpd vhost.conf. So you have to uncomment this so this other file is included. Okay, so now that I've uncommented that, now if you go in this extra folder here, and I'll go in this extras folder, you'll find the vhosts conf file, and now this is being included. And I'm going to open it with Notepad here. Okay, and what I did was, this is amazing, is that it wasn't working at first, and then I just changed my configuration file slightly, and everything started working really nicely. So you can see here it says virtual host 80, and I've included the document root C, and I'm not sure if you can see this too well. Maybe I can let's see if I can make the text larger here for you. I'll just make the text a bit bigger. Okay, and there it is. Alright, so now here at the end, what I put, and this is all I needed to put, was virtual host and then a *:80. So this is listening on port 80, and I've put in the root, a way to get to the Dan's Games folder, and then I put in server name dansgames.com, server alias www.dansgames.com, end virtual host, and then I put in another one for my Learning Games for Kids. And before, I thought that with named hosts that you had to listen on different ports. So I had port 8080, well, and it wasn't working. And I'd configured my my router to listen for any source addresses and then send them to my web server on port 80, right? But not port 8088. So I was having a hard time thinking about how I was going to get that to work, but then I thought, well, wait a minute, I'll just listen to that on port 80 also. So what I did was, I have a virtual host listening on port 80 for my other website, and it's pointing to my other folder, right? And this has been commented out here, so there's no need to even I commented this out for virtual host to listen on 80 for the root www folder, because I figured now when we're listening on port 80, we're going to send them to either Dan's Games or the Learning Games for Kids. And then I saved it. Then after you save it, I don't need to save it now, After you save it, you need to restart your WAMP server or your Apache server. So I restarted my Apache server. Let's see here. So I just click here and go to Apache service, restart service, right? And lo and behold, now everything works. So now if you go to, let's see here, I'll bring up a new browser. We'll open up a new browser and I'll show you this. Alright. This should start working here in a second, kind of slow. If you go to Dan's games.com, it takes you to hello everyone, welcome to Dan's Games. And then in another tab, I'll type in, let's see here, learning games for kids.com, and hello everyone, welcome to Learning Games for Kids. So now I've got virtual hosts set up on my web server at home, pointing to two different folders. So I have two virtual hosts set up, and it was actually easier than I thought. I didn't have to listen on port 8088 or anything like that, just both on port 80. And so now I'm going to go back to VirtualBox and see if I can make those changes to my Linux Fedora system and get that working too. And